Hey there, and thanks for your interest in the role we have advertised for Marketplace Operations Lead. Now, this role is for Baby Bunting, and today I have the GM of Digital, Rod Williams, joining me to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes look and understanding of what the team at Baby Bunting are up to. I'm going to throw to Rod now and then come back after our chat and give you 3 reasons why we're really excited about this opportunity. Rod, thank you for joining us and giving our candidates a little bit of an inside view on the opportunity at Baby Bunting. Can we start by getting a bit of an understanding on you and what you do in the business?
Thanks, Nathan. So Rod Williams, I'm the General Manager of Digital at Baby Bunting. I've been with Baby Bunting since June 2020. So I joined, post-COVID hitting and joined remotely. And in some ways, it feels like we've come so far. And then in other ways, I feel like sometimes I've only been in the office a few dozen times as well. So I'm responsible for our digital and online channel. That is a new function. So we only broke digital out into a standalone function when I joined in 2020. And since then, we've been building a digital capability on which we can continue to grow our online offer, improve our customer experiences, and expand our business models.
Very exciting. Now, for those who may not be overly familiar with Baby Bunting, can you give us an idea of the size and the scale and the setup of Baby Bunting?
Very happy to, Nathan. I've got 2 kids. So before joining Baby Bunting, I'd already been living it for the last 6 years. So I've got a 6-year-old girl and a 4-year-old boy, and I was a very big Baby Bunting customer. So, in many ways, when the chance came up to work for them, I thought, oh, this is a good way to get some return on investment.
Yeah, and staff discount.
Recover some of the funds I sank in. Baby Bunting is Australia's largest specialty baby goods retailer. It all started 40 years ago in Balwyn in Victoria, just with a standalone store, and the founders were just focused on really meeting a need in the market about how to support new and expectant parents with a great range of baby products and services, and it just became the one-stop shop. And since then, that one-stop shop has now grown. We've got 65 stores in Australia. Online has grown up. You can imagine, 40 years ago, it wasn't even a twinkle in the eye. But online has certainly now grown up. And last year we had $90 million in online sales. And in the last 12 months, we've also started our international expansion. Not too far. We're heading to New Zealand, and we've launched an online offer in New Zealand. And it'll be followed up later this year with a store network as well. And we're continuing to expand. Our current plans are for 100 stores in Australia. So we've still got plenty of room to grow. And in the online space, we know there's huge opportunity to continue to grow our market share and grow our range and offer as well. Lots of exciting growth opportunities, and we've got a great trajectory. I think the benefit of being an ASX listed company is everything's very transparent, and it would encourage candidates to go and have a look at the history as well, all the way from the IPO a number of years ago and the journey we've been on. And what stands out for me around this business is that we are very reliably growing and achieving our milestones. We do what we say we're going to do, and we continue every year to grow the offer, expand, and there really is so much opportunity ahead of us. It's one of the most exciting parts of working here, and certainly a key reason of why I joined.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that discipline and growth are probably the 2 words that I would use to sum up Baby Bunting. And like you said, because you are publicly listed, if candidates want to have a look at the growth story and some of those numbers, which are incredible, they're all available over at the ASX. Now, in your words, Rod, what would you say that Baby Bunting do better than anyone else?
Look, I'll go back to when I was a customer, and think about having a child and starting a family is no one really tells you what to expect. You know, you hear a little bit from the friends, a little bit from the family, but let's be honest, you didn't go to in university and school, there wasn't the parenting 101 class. And so, you know, I remember this moment of knowing we had a baby on the way and the first visit to baby Bunting. And it's kind of that moment of shock and awe as you realize there's a range of thousands of products that blows your mind. And what's wonderful about baby Bunting and really sums up our purpose is, you know, our staff are there to help, and you know they can spot that first time parent. I think a mile away, it's the wide eyes, it's probably the dad sweating and panicking and looking for the exit. And that really sums it up. Is, you know, our core purpose is to support new and expectant parents on, you know, a very exciting but also challenging journey that they go on. And you know, we do that through fantastic service, the best range of products. And what's growing for us is a set of services as well that really pair with that offer. And so most notably is car seat installation, which we now offer at every one of our 65 stores. About how do we professionally install and accredit your car seat installation, keep your little one safe. And that's starting to grow as well into things like hire products. Will now come into the home and install, you know, your cot and build your furniture, because sometimes when you're 38 weeks pregnant, that's not on your top 10 things to do in the day, is to attack a flat pack bit of furniture and build the cot. And so really for us, you know, and it comes down to our strategy is how do we continue to do that, but also meet more of those needs and leverage, you know, things like digital to make sure that we're doing that out of store as well as continuing that great in-store experience.
And obviously, because you are publicly listed, you can't give away too much of the future roadmap. But are you able to give our candidates little hints or ideas of what is coming up around digital and e-commerce projects for you and the team?
Sure. There's plenty left in the tank, you know, is the number one thing. And anyone keen to do a bit of research would see, in terms of market size and opportunity, there's a fantastic opportunity around the baby goods market. For us in the online and digital space, you know, I still call it day one, and I'm not sure I'll ever stop calling it day one, but really, you know, we are starting on our journey to deliver a fantastic end-to-end experience. We've had to do some heavy lifting around technology platforms, which quite frankly, you know, were end of life and have become a glass ceiling. And really it's this model of, you know, we lay the foundation by adopting, you know, best of breed, modern software, cloud first. And we've certainly been on that leading edge of moving to a headless architecture, which gives us that scale and flexibility. And once we lay that foundation and remove the constraints, it's all about how do we then continually invest in growing that customer experience, and both in a way that keeps up with our direct and indirect competitors. You know, the consumer expectations growing pretty quickly, particularly in the last 2 years. But then how do we build out our offer? You know, how do we make sure that baby Bunting difference and that moment in store of seeing someone is out of their depth and knowing that you need to hold their hand and talk to them slowly and lead them to the right products and tell them what they need to get ready for hospital. How do we bring that same experience online? Yep. We're not there yet, but we absolutely believe, as the, you know, category leader, that it's our role to bring that to life in every channel, online being a large one of those. The other area where we're focusing beyond just what you see from a, you know, digital and website customer-facing experience is in our back of house. And part of our transformation program, and this is all public, and you can have a look at our transformation roadmap, is in the year ahead investing in a distributed order management capability that I'm particularly excited about, because, you know, we have a unique competitive advantage that we have 65 specialty baby stores across Australia, distribution centres and supply partners that we can leverage as fulfillment points and take that inventory, make it available to customers, offer them a wide range of choice about how we get it to them, and then intelligently route that. And it's just a really exciting, something that people kind of don't appreciate. But when you're doing, 700,000, 800,000 orders a year, it's actually really important to have that capability. And I'm certainly excited about having that in the year ahead, and then starting to pull those levers and optimize our online supply chain.
Yeah, it's incredible what you and the team have already done around laying some of those foundations to open up roles like the ones we have in market at the moment, because those roles couldn't be in market without these foundations already being in place. So credit to you and the team for that. Now, you talked earlier about taking a dedicated team and establishing that when you join the business. Can you tell us about or describe the types of people that you personally love working with?
Absolutely. I think the good thing about building a new team is you're forced to actually think about, well, what are the roles I need, but then what are the types of people that I want to attract to those roles that are going to really come on that journey and help us bring that vision to life. I think the number one thing for me is fit with our organization and culture. And the brand, that we bring to life for our customers is actually also incredibly important to us in building our team. And, we call it the Baby Bunting family. So, for us, fit is really important. It doesn't mean you have to be a parent. But what helps is a healthy dose of empathy.
Yep.
Or maybe you've had a sister or a cousin or your sister or your cousin's sister go through that experience, and you've got a healthy dose of empathy and understand that our customers really need our help, and delivering a great customer experience and service and support is absolutely vital. The next most important ingredient, particularly in our area of the business, is what I'd call a growth mindset. And we are on this journey, which is we are growing quickly and rapidly. The last 2 years have helped with that. But really, we see the next couple of years as our opportunity to help sustain that growth through improving customer experience, through new business models, through expanding our customer offer. And what's been key to the team we've built is everybody brings that growth mindset. And it means that we're there absolutely to run and operate and ensure that online runs smoothly. But we've always got one eye on how we're growing this thing. And it's partly entrepreneurial. I love everyone contributing to that journey. I certainly don't have all the answers, but we look to the team to help us identify what are those growth opportunities. And then the great thing is you can take ownership for bringing those to life. We're still a small team. We work we work quite lean, and whilst we're growing, there's not someone to hand off that idea to that's going to go and bring it to life. You get to come up with the idea and then roll up your sleeves and lean in and partner with the rest of the Baby Bunting team and start bringing that to life. And that to me is really part of the DNA we've built and will continue to build. But I think sets us apart from other functions and other roles which are more established about operations and efficiency. For us, it'll be and continue to be growth first. And making sure that we maintain the integrity around the Baby Bunting culture and team and our values.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it exciting, because it's a very focused business. Like, you've got people at a very certain life stage and a very distinct customer, but at the same time, you're operating at a massive scale with a huge store network, massive amount of suppliers, enterprise technology, and that's the kind of experience that you won't get at many retailers. But you still have a very distinct purpose and mission, which I think's great. You're not a department store. Now, last question I have for you: if people are going, I love what Rod's talking about, I'm really excited about Baby Bunting, and I'd love to throw my hat in the ring, what would you recommend in terms that they highlight or make sure they get across in a cover letter, a resume, an application? What kind of skills or attributes should they highlight?
Yeah, it's a great question, Nathan. For us and the journey we're on, and this is actually, I'd love to take credit for this, but this comes from our CEO, Matt Spencer, in that we deliberately focus on bringing individuals into the business that have experience and bring us a capability we don't have today. We are not interested in just, hiring more of the same people with the same ideas. When you're on a growth trajectory like that, us, and you're transforming a very large kind of retail business, we really value people who are going to enrich our thinking, bring new ideas, and make us better. And then our job, as the leadership team of Baby Bunting, is to give that opportunity that those individuals can bring those ideas to life. So, bring your ideas. I love, interviews where we start, talking about ideas people have got and they've done the research on the business, and they can see the same opportunities we do. Because then there's that connection on that growth mindset. And I'd encourage anyone to highlight, what are you going to bring to Baby Bunting that makes us better?
Makes total sense. And I think reading between the lines there, if I can put words in your mouth, is have a look at the JD, have a look at the job description, but then add your own elements on top of that in terms of what else can you bring into Baby Bunting as well.
Definitely.
Rod, thank you so much for giving our candidates and potentially your team a little bit of an insight into Baby Bunting.
Thanks very much, Nathan.
It's always great hearing from Rod. He is one of the best operators in the business. And as you heard, they're up to some really exciting things. Okay, 3 reasons why we're really excited about this role. Number 1, the scale and the size that Baby Bunting are operating will set you up for your career. We heard Rod talk about some of the enterprise systems that they're working with, the huge store network, the huge amount of orders, and some of their partners that they're working with. This has huge exposure, and the role that you're going for, marketplace, is hugely exciting as well. So put all that together and you are set up for your career. Number 2, you're applying for the marketplace manager. We had to keep fairly quiet around who that retailer was when we advertised this role, because it is one of their strategic initiatives. And they are looking for people to come over who have this marketplace experience and can genuinely lead the team and bring their expertise. So if you have this expertise, they are crying out for your help, and they really want to lean on you and to have you lead this with your marketplace knowledge. And number 3, you heard Rod talk about empathy and talked about the Baby Bunting family. And he didn't really touch on this, but it is so true. They've set up their work environment so it is ultra family friendly. So if you're at the stage of your career where you have a family, big, small, young, old, it doesn't matter. But if that's what you value, they have great empathy towards having a family-focused approach in the way that they work. Doesn't mean you have to have a family, but if you love that approach, then this is the place for you. Now, if that all sounds exciting to you, make sure you reach out, put your hat in the ring. We'd love to hear from you, and hopefully talk to you soon.